Assalamu alaikum, all of you. I hope I am clearly audible to you, to all of you. In the previous class, we discussed about Musnad and Musannaf collection. Some students they were not clear about this topic, so let's begin with the Musnad and Musannaf collection. First of all, we have to see that how we will be writing the answer for the Musnad and Musannaf collection. ठीक है, एक तो ये बात जहन में रखनी है कि whenever they ask about Musnad and Musannaf collection, so you have to see के whether they ask musnad first or musannaf first. ठीक है, whatever they जिस तरह भी सीक्वेंस में पूछें, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि musnad क्या होता है, musannaf क्या होता है. Musnad word is from sanad. Okay, you can mention that it means supported. ठीक है, it termed as it means supported. ठीक है, supported meaning है. Or you have to mention कि ahadith are collected and divided into chapters as per the name of the first narrator of hadith. Okay, they divide their collection as the and they name their book as the on the name of the first narrator of the hadith of the Holy Prophet peace be upon him. ठीक है, और फिर उसमें ये नहीं देखा जाता कि what is the content, what is the matter, what is the theme of the hadith is not given into consideration. ठीक है, ये नहीं देखा जाता कि हदीस का थीम क्या है, हदीस का टॉपिक क्या है. ठीक है, इन सच टाइप ऑफ कलेक्शन चैप्टर्स आर नेम्ड, ठीक है, ऑन द नेम्स ऑफ नरेटर्स, नेम्स ऑफ द कंपेनियंस ऑफ द होली प्रॉफिट पीस बी अपॉन हिम. ये दरवाज़ा बंद करो, दरवाज़ा बिल्कुल बंद कर दो आगे. ठीक है, तो चैप्टर्स आर नेम्ड ऑन द नेम्स ऑफ नरेटर्स. ठीक है, इन सच टाइप ऑफ कलेक्शन विल फाइंड चैप्टर्स ऑन Abu Bakr, chapter on Umar, chapter on Usman, chapter on Ali, and so on. Sometimes they arrange a chapter according to the alphabetical order, like जो टॉपिक जो चैप्टर्स बने होंगे वो अल्फ़ाबेटिकल ऑर्डर के अंदर वो समटाइम्स बनाते हैं. समटाइम्स इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द देयर क्लोजनेस विद द होली प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद पीस अपॉन हिम और देयर एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ इस्लाम. लाइक ठीक है, इस तरीके से वो चीज़ें उसमें होंगी. और आप इसके अंदर एग्जांपल दे दें कि द बेस्ट नोन एग्जांपल ऑफ मुसनद कलेक्शन इज ऑफ अहमद बिन हम्बल. देयर आर मुसनद कलेक्शन ऑफ अबू हुरैरा. Yes, we can say the first narrator. First narrator means the companion of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. The first narrator after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is taken as a standard, and the chapters are named on the names of narrators. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से आप डिस्क्राइब करेंगे. ठीक है, डिस्क्राइब कर दें कि मुस्नद ऑफ आयशा हैज़ 2210 अहादीस. ठीक है, मुस्नद ऑफ अबू हुरैरा हैज़ approximately 5374 ahadith. And in the same way, you can mention in detail that Musnad of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal has around 27 or 28,000 ahadith from around 900 narrators, 900 companions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Then in the second paragraph, you can talk about Musannaf collection. Musannaf collections are, it means that divided up according to the theme and topic. So in such type of collections, ahadith are divided into different chapters as per theme and topic according to the text of the hadith. So ahadith are grouped into chapters and sub-chapters according to their theme. Topic क्या है उसका? Like faith, purification, prayer, fasting, zakat, pilgrimage, marriage, divorce, and in this way, variety of chapters could be found. So in Musannaf collections, matan of the hadith is focused. देखते हैं hadith compiler. He checks whether it is related to prayer. If the hadith is about prayer, it will come in the topic of prayer. Otherwise, it will come in some other chapter. ठीक है? So this is how, these are the two methods of collection of hadith. Two different methods to collect a hadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. And you can give examples of Musannaf collection, like all the 6 authentic collections, 6 Sunni collections are on Musannaf pattern. Here you can describe in detail Sahih of Bukhari. Sahih of Bukhari, Imam Bukhari has divided his Sahih into 97 chapters, and the first chapter of his book, okay, his Sahih, is on the start of the revelation on the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So he first added a hadith related to the revelation, the first revelation, and then the way the revelation began on the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And the last chapter of his book is on divine unity. Okay, it is on the oneness of God, Tawheed. And there are variety of chapters in his book. There are chapters on prayer, types of prayer, purification, and number of other topics are there in his Sahih. So Sahih Bukhari is on Musannaf pattern. All six authentic collections are on Musannaf pattern, whether Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, okay, Jami of Tirmizi, and all three Sunans. they are all on Musannaf pattern. And in the same way, the four Shia collections are also on Musannaf pattern. All six authentic collections, Sunni collections are, and all four Shia collections, all are on Musannaf pattern. Okay, you have to describe it. Another example of Musannaf collection is Muwatta of Imam Malik. Muwatta of Imam Malik is also on Musannaf pattern, and it is a legal textbook, and it contains ahadith related to the legal matters. So it was compiled for the purpose because the caliphs and the rulers, they wanted to know about the legal matters and to solve such type of issues. So Imam Malik, he compiled a book which has mostly ahadith related to the legal matters, okay, disputes related or legal issues related. So Al Muwatta is also Musannaf pattern. It has 1700 ahadith. Okay, so a Muwatta of Imam Malik has 1700 ahadith in this book. Okay, then third paragraph could be which one is more beneficial. So you can write about the benefit of these two books. दोनों की benefits को आप describe कर दें first, ठीक है? Like you can mention that sorry, that मुसन्नफ का benefit क्या है और मुस्नद का benefit. मुस्नद is beneficial for the one who wanted to know about the ahadith narrated by a particular companion of the Holy Prophet, peace upon him. That if the person wanted to know about any particular uh, hadith from a particular narrator, so Musnad collection will be beneficial for such person. While if the person wanted to know about the answer of a particular issue or a particular problem, then in that case, Musannaf collection will be very much beneficial for such person. Okay, so Musannaf collection, it gives you ready answers for the problems. Like if the person is facing issue and wanted to know about the method of Eid prayer, so he can easily find the method of Eid prayer from Musannaf collection by just going directly to the topic of prayer. And in the topic of prayer, he can go further on to subtopic, and that could be about Eid prayer, Friday prayer, funeral prayer, delayed prayer. A variety of subtopics could be found, and in that particular topic, he can find several ahadith, number of ahadith on the same topic from different narrators. So Musannaf is beneficial for the one who wanted to know about a ready answer of any particular issue. So in that case, Musannaf is beneficial. And if the person's intention is to study the beliefs and the practices of a particular companion, किसी एक companion के बारे में जानना है और ये देखना है कि उसकी number of ahadith कौन सी हैं, and the person wanted to know कि what were his practices of that particular companion, कि वो नमाज कैसे पढ़ते थे, उनकी क्या practice थी, because whatever they had narrated, that should be their practice. So, in order to know about a particular narrator or a number of ahadith of a particular narrator or his practices, so Musnad collection will be beneficial. But overall, if we look into the benefits of both of these collections, we can say that Musannaf is more beneficial. Fine. And that is why most of the books that are available right now, they are on Musannaf pattern. Right now, we have most of the books which are on Musannaf pattern, with they are because initially the compilers, they made individual collections. They went to a one particular narrator, one particular companion, and they collected all ahadith of that particular narrator. तो शुरू में मुस्नद collections ज़्यादा compile हुई. Later on, ठीक है, मुसन्नफ collections became more popular. तो that was all about मुस्नद and मुसन्नफ collection. तो इस तरह का अगर सवाल आ जाएगा तो you can write in detail about the way they are different. Musnad and Musannaf collections are different and how they benefit the Muslims. Our today's topic, it is first about the compilation of the hadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Okay, whenever you have a question about the compilation of hadith, so you can divide your answer into four stages. That compilation of hadith is broadly divided into four stages. Okay, the first stage for the compilation of hadith, it is during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Prophet life, and it is from the first revelation till the death of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Yes, we can write that Musannaf collection can be beneficial for the new Muslims also, and also it is beneficial for the Muslims also. So you can write whatever types of benefit that can achieve by the new Muslims or the Muslims also. So we can write such benefits for. Okay, so a hadith can compilation of hadith can be divided into four stages. Okay, the first stage for the compilation of hadith is from the Prophet life. Okay, from the first revelation till the Prophet peace upon him demise, till his death. Second stage of the compilation is from the death of the Holy Prophet peace upon him till the end of the first century of the Hijri calendar. Okay, that is the time of the companions. Okay, the third stage it is from 101 till 200 AH. That is the second century of the Hijri calendar. That is the stage of the Tabain or Tabi'un. Okay, we can say better to say Tabain. Okay, the successors of the companions of the Holy Prophet peace be upon him. Okay, Tabain time period. And the fourth stage it is from 200 till 300 AH, and it is the stage of Taba Tabain. Okay, the stage of Taba Tabain it is from 200 till 300, and it is also known as the third century of the Hijri calendar. Third century from 200 till 300. Okay, अब depend करेगा कि what has been asked in the paper. If the question is about right about the first and the second stage of the compilation of hadith, so you only have to focus on what was done and what work has been done during that stage. Key facts ध्यान में रखो that during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet peace upon him, initially Holy Prophet had stopped his companions from writing his ahadith. Initially, very initially, in a very initial stage, when he started receiving the revelation, he stopped them from writing ahadith. Okay, his ahadith, and he what he said to them, he said, "Do not write anything from me other than Quran, and if someone has written, should remove it, because there was a chance that it could be mixed with the Quran, and there were chances that companions will start giving more focus on the Prophet peace upon him's teaching instead of giving importance to the Quranic verses. That is why he stopped his companions, and he also wanted that companions should give more focus. Better to divide it into four stages. That would be better one. Otherwise, if you are dividing it into three stages, you can combine the lifetime of the Holy Prophet and the companions in one. Okay, but I am discussing here in a way के the lifetime of the Holy Prophet and then the stage of the companions. तो it depends. कहीं कहीं पे तीन stages में divide कर देते हैं, कहीं पे चार में. लेकिन चार stages के हिसाब से आप समझ लें कि अगर जिस हिसाब से भी आपसे पूछा जाएगा, you can adjust your answer accordingly. So first of all, what he did, he stopped his companions. आपसे B part में ये सवाल पूछा जा सकता है कि why initially Holy Prophet has stopped his companions from writing ahadith. शुरू में किस वजह से, क्यों आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने अहादीस लिखने से मना किया था. You can give reasons. कुरान के साथ मिक्स ना हो जाए, ताकि कुरान के ऊपर फोकस रहे. मेन फोकस शुड बी ऑन कुरान, एंड दे शुड नॉट टू मच रिलाई ऑन द अहादीस ऑफ द होली प्रॉफिट पीस बी अपॉन हिम. बहुत ज़्यादा अहादीस के ऊपर रिलाई ना करना शुरू कर दें. ठीक है, और इस वजह से भी के सो दैट one another reason that so that they can their memory skills should remain alive. They should not rely on everything, ठीक है, on writing. They should rely on their memory to keep and to preserve some ahadith. ठीक है, कुछ चीज़ों को ऊपर अपनी मेमोरी के ऊपर भी रिलाई किया जाए. हर चीज़ लिखना शुरू हो जाएंगे तो their memory skills would become weak, and later on वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता उनकी वो सलाहियतें, वो एबिलिटीज़ आहिस्ता आहिस्ता ख़त्म हो सकती हैं. दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि उन्होंने शुरू में मना किया लिखने से. नेट चला गया. So I was telling you okay, that why the Prophet has stopped his companions from writing his ahadith initially, but later on he has not only allowed them, but he has also commanded them to deliver and to pass it to the other people. Okay, but you can here you can give some references also. You can mention that Prophet peace upon him said to them that those who are present in his last and a farewell sermon, he said those who are present here should pass this message to those who are absent, those who are not present. Okay, he commanded them to convey his ahadith to the other people because they might would be able to understand it properly and practice it. Yep. So this is how we can give some evidences that during the Prophet peace upon his lifetime, the companions they were writing his ahadith. So they were not only during the lifetime of the Prophet peace upon him, the ahadith of the Holy Prophet peace upon him were preserved in. Okay. So during the Prophet peace upon him's lifetime, the ahadith of the Holy Prophet peace upon him were preserved in different ways. Like these ahadith were preserved in through memorization. Okay, through memorization, and along with the memorization, okay, they were writing it on different things, and besides writing, they were also practice. Discussion could also be added, but better to write three different methods: memorization, practice, and writing. These were the three major methods of preserving the ahadith of the Holy Prophet peace be upon him. ठीक है, इन तीन तरीकों से Prophet peace upon him की ahadith को preserve किया गया. So give some examples from the lifetime of the Holy Prophet peace upon him. That like the first example that you can give in your answer, it is that of Abdullah bin Amr bin Al-As. That must be there in your answer. That one of the earliest known collection is that of Abdullah bin Amr bin Al-As, and he used to write everything in the presence, in the company of the Holy Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him. So other companions, they asked him not to write everything that they hear that he would hear from the Holy Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him. उन्होंने उनको मना किया कि it is not good that you are writing everything in the matters of contentment and anger. So he discussed the matter with the Holy Prophet peace be upon him, that whether he should continue or not. Okay, Prophet peace upon him replied in affirmative, that saying that write it down, for only the truth comes from this. And Holy Prophet pointed to his mouth. Holy Prophet peace upon him pointed to his tongue. The book that he has collected, it is known as Sahifa Sadika. So one of the most important collection is Sahifa Sadika. Okay, you have to mention this name. It was compiled during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet peace be upon him. Okay, the first and earliest known collection is that of Abdullah bin Amr bin Al-As. Second collection is of Anas bin Malik, who was the Prophet's personal attendant, and he stayed with the Prophet peace be upon him for 10 years. ठीक है, Prophet when migrated to Medina, Anas started living with him क्योंकि उनकी मदर ने उनको उनके पास हैंड ओवर किया. ठीक है, and during throughout his life in Medina, Anas stayed with the Holy Prophet, and during these 10 years, Anas Razilullah anhu not only learned so many ahadith from the Holy Prophet peace be upon him, but also he wrote them down, and he also got these ahadith verified from the Holy Prophet peace be upon him. And that is why whenever he was dictating these ahadith to his students, he would tell them that these are the sayings of the Prophet which I have noted them and also read out to him to have any mistakes corrected. So this is the second known collection during the Prophet's lifetime. Anas bin Malik भी Prophet के lifetime में लिखा करते थे. ठीक है, उनके साथ जितना अरसा रहे तो ना during this stay he not only learned and memorized these ahadith, but also he brought these ahadith in a written form, and he also compiled and verified these ahadith from the Holy Prophet. And the third known example that should be there in your answer should be the collection of Ali Razilullah anhu. He also has made a collection. Anas की collection का नाम है Musnad of Anas bin Malik, or the collection of Anas bin Malik. In the same way, we can say the collection of Ali is known as Sahifa Ali Razilullah anhu, the pamphlet. Okay, and it was mostly related to the financial matters. Financial matters means zakat, tax, inheritance, and the other things related to the financial matter. So Ali Razilullah anhu was also an official scribe of the Holy Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him, and he also made written collection of ahadith. Okay, during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet. तो ये तीन examples आपके आंसर में आपने लिखनी है कि these are the three major collections which were made during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet peace be upon him, during the first stage from the first revelation till before the Prophet's demise. तो क्या क्या हमने बात की, शुरू में लिखने से मना किया. ठीक है, फिर बाद में उन्होंने न सिर्फ इजाज़त दी बल्कि उनको डिक्टेट करवाया. ठीक है, और नंबर ऑफ़ अहादीस अगर किसी किसी के लिखना चाहें मेंशन की जा सकती हैं. हम कह सकते हैं 500 अहादीस. ठीक है, अनस बिन, हर एक की नंबर इतनी ज़रूरी नहीं है मेंशन करो, आप बुक्स के नाम मेंशन कर दो, उनके बारे में जो उनकी कोटेशन है वो मेंशन कर दो. सेकंड स्टेज के अंदर आपने फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू गिव रीजंस दैट व्हाई there were too much narrations after the death of the Holy Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him. First of all, due to the death, one of the first most important reason was the death of the Holy Prophet, because as long as the Holy Prophet was alive, they can ask him directly. But with the death of the Holy Prophet peace be upon him, Hadith literature increased greatly because of two reasons. Okay, number one, the companions knew that the death of the Holy Prophet peace upon him and the gradual death of the companions in the battles fought against the false prophets and in the further conquest. So death of the Holy Prophet and death of his companions was the major reason that why companions realized that it was very much important to preserve these ahadith, because whenever they face any problem, Okay, they started asking other companions that if they had any hadiths, okay, from the Holy Prophet peace be upon him on that particular matter. Like the first problem which they faced after the death of the Holy Prophet was where to bury the Holy Prophet, because they had no idea it during the Prophet's lifetime. Okay, they had not faced this problem during the Prophet's life. It happened after his death. So they asked each other, and Abu Bakr Radhiyallahu anhu narrated at that time that I heard Prophet peace upon him saying that prophets are buried where they die, and this is how they acted according to that hadith. तो इस तरीके से new problems they started facing, and they started to ask other companions. They realized the importance of hadith, and they started compiling it in a book form or in a written form. Second reason was the expansion of the Islamic Empire and the new converts. Okay, the Islamic Empire started expanding, and other people, new converts, okay, their numbers started increasing. They wanted to know about the Holy Prophet and his teachings. Okay, and the only reliable source of this information were these companions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So a large group of people started gathering around these companions to know about the ahadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. This is how hadith started transmitting orally. Oral transmission was very much common during those days. Companions started narrating these ahadith orally to the next generation. Okay, they were the successors of the companions, and they made written collections. Their students made the written collection, and some of the companions they also made written collections of ahadith of the Holy Prophet because they realized the importance of these ahadith. Other than that, you can also add that Prophet himself has given this responsibility to his companions in his farewell sermon. He had commanded them to pass this message to those who are not present. Okay? They also took this task earnestly. They settled in different parts of the Islamic Empire, expanded areas, and they collected, and they narrated these ahadiths to the next generation to fulfill the command of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So it happened that there was that much large number of gathering of the people around these companions that they had to sit on some higher place so that they would be audible to all of them. So the books that were compiled during this stage, you can identify these three collections. There was the collection of Abu Huraira radhiyallahu anhu. Okay, Abu Huraira was a very famous companion of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and he compiled his ahadith after the demise of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Okay, because during the lifetime of the Holy Prophet, he was not in favor of writing, and he had a very excellent memory. But with the passage of time, he realized that these ahadith should be compiled. Okay, there was an evidence that he had a very sharp memory. And one of his students also compiled a hadith from him. His name was Hammam bin Munabba. Okay, Hammam bin Munabba was one of his students who made a written collection of ahadith, and not only wrote ahadith from Abu Huraira, he also got these ahadith verified from Abu Huraira by reading these ahadith in front of him. Okay, Abu Huraira's collection has approximately 5,374 ahadith. The second known collection is of Aisha radhiyallahu anha, and her ahadith were compiled by her nephew Urwa bin Zubair radhiyallahu anhu. Okay, her nephew. Okay, and this collection has approximately 2,210 ahadith. There were other distinguished companions who also made written collection. Amongst them are Abdullah bin Abbas. You can mention Abdullah bin Umar, the son of the second rightly guided caliph, and Jabir bin Abdullah. You can write these three names: Abdullah bin Abbas, Abdullah bin Umar, and Jabir bin Abdullah. So these work has been done during the time of the companions of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. The next is the third stage. Okay, third stage is the stage of Tabain, the successors of the companions, and it is approximately from 100. Abu Huraira narrated 5,374 ahadith, approximately we can say. You can even say that he has narrated more than 5,000 ahadith. Okay, in the third stage, okay, it is from 100 till 200 AH. Okay, the second century of the Hijri calendar. The second century of the Hijri calendar. It is the age of the followers of the companions. Okay, because all the companions had died. Okay, they had passed away, and the senior and the elder successor of the companions were also dying. जो बड़े और बुजुर्ग और एज के जो ताबाइन थे उनकी भी डेथ होती जा रही थी. So that was the reason that at that time one of the Umayyad ruler who was Umar bin Abdul Aziz was the Umayyad ruler at that time. He realized the situation and condition of the Islamic state at that time. So for the first time, uh, they have given he has passed an official letter and official order to all the provinces and to all the governors of the provincial capitals that ahadith of the Holy Prophet peace upon him should be compiled and to prepare the written collections of all available traditions. Okay, he wrote this letter to all the famous scholars. Okay, and he commanded them that whatever sayings of the Prophet can be found, write them down. Why? Because I fear the loss of knowledge and the disappearance of learned men. Okay, do not accept anything but the hadith of the Holy Prophet, peace upon him, and people should make their knowledge public. Okay, they should not hide anything related to any information related to their guidance. Okay, so this letter has been sent to particularly those two great scholars of that time. They were Ibn Shahab al-Zuhri and Abu Bakr ibn Hazm. Abu Bakr ibn al-Hazm and Ibn Shahab al-Zuhri, they were particularly commanded by Umar bin Abdul Aziz to compile and to collect ahadith. So scholars at that time in different parts of the Islamic empire, they took this task earnestly and they started to compile ahadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Okay, and these collections are not exist today independently, but later on ahadith collected in these collections were later on added in the recent collections. So these collections later on were lost with the passage of time because ahadith written in those collections were later on added in the larger collections which were compiled in the later period of time. That is why these collections are not very much famous and not very much known to us and they are not available. That is why most of the books that are available right now, they are from the last stage, which is the third century of the Hijri calendar, and that is the fourth stage of the Hadith collection. The books that were compiled during this stage, the most famous book was, yes, you can write Musnad in this stage, and you can write Muwatta of Imam Malik, and you can write another collection. It is Kitabul Asar of Imam Abu Hanifa. Okay, you can particularly write about Al Muwatta, Imam Malik. Okay, you can add, you can further describe that it was a legal textbook. Okay, and it was very well arranged collection on a Musannaf pattern according to theme and topic, and it has 1700 ahadith which were related to the legal matters. And during this stage, the books that were compiled, you can mention Musnad of Ahmad bin Hanbal, you can say Muwatta of Imam Malik, and you can say Kitabul Asar of Imam Abu Hanifa because Imam Abu Hanifa is also a Tabai. Okay, he is from Tabain. He was the successor of the companion. Okay, so he also wrote a book on Hadith which is known as Kitabul Asar. Okay, Kitab al Asar, Athar, Asar. Kitabul Asar is the book that was compiled by one of the great scholar, Imam Abu Hanifa. Kitabul Asar. The fourth stage is the stage of Tabain, the followers of the successors, which is considered the golden age or the golden era of the Hadith compilation. Okay, it is from 200 till 300 AH. Okay, and this stage is the stage of the followers of the the successors of the successors. Okay, the successors of the successors of the companion. It is from 200 till 300 AH and it is the golden stage. Why it is? Because during this stage the compilers they decided to collect and compile the authentic collections. Yes, this is also the common book that you can identify. You can identify other जामे of Imam Sufyan Thori, ठीक है, या इस तरह की कोई भी इस तरह की जो थर्ड स्टेज के अंदर हुई उसमें से दो तीन के नाम मेंशन कर सकते हैं. तीन आप मैंने आपको बताया, मुस्नद ऑफ अहमद बिन हम्बल, मुअत्ता ऑफ इमाम मालिक and Kitabul Asar by Imam Abu Hanifa. Okay, the fourth stage is the stage of the Tabain, and it is known as the Golden Age. Why it was known as the Golden Age? Because Sahih and authentic collections were compiled. During this stage, they decided to separate the reports of the companions and their successors. Because in the previous stage, what happened that ahadith of the Holy Prophet, peace upon him, got mixed up with the sayings of the scholars, sayings of the imams. Okay, some of the ahadith of the Holy Prophet, peace upon him, in some collections, ahadith got mixed up with other sayings of the other people, like sayings of imams, sayings of the scholars. Okay, so this time during this stage, they decided to collect only those ahadith which go back to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, through a chain of reliable narrators. And for this purpose, what they did, they devised principles through which they can identify the authenticity of the hadith. Okay, they checked its sanad and matan and the rules and the criteria of, and these rules are known as usule riwayat and usule darayat. These rules were set, and according to these principles, these books were compiled, and you can identify the names of these books like there are six authentic collections which were compiled in this stage. They are known as Sahih al-Sitta. Okay, the six authentic and correct books. Okay, the first one is Sahih of Bukhari by Imam Muhammad bin Ismail al-Bukhari. Uh, let me tell you that if the question is about only the last stage, अगर सिर्फ last stage के बारे में पूछा जाता है, अगर they are asking to write about the stage of Taba Tabain only, so you can write in detail about Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, and you can briefly refer and write 2 to 3 lines about the other books. So you should prepare Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Here you do not need to discuss the rules. Okay, you don't have to write about the rules what they had made. Rules are not required, because here we are not talking about the rules of checking the authenticity of hadith. We are just talking about the stages and what work has been done. Okay, and why this work has been done during that time. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हमें इतनी ज़्यादा चीज़ें को डिटेल में डिस्कस करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, इमाम अबू हनीफा के अपने स्टूडेंट्स रहे हैं आगे, इमाम मोहम्मद, इमाम अबू यूसुफ, इमाम ज़फ़र. देयर आर सेवरल अदर स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ अबू हनीफा. सो हियर वी जस्ट हैव टू मेंशन दैट द वर्क दैट हैज़ बीन डन ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम. इस स्टेज के ऊपर जो काम हुआ खाली हमें वो डिस्क्राइब करने हैं. ठीक है, क्या हुआ आपने बता देना. यू कैन पर्टिकुलरली राइट इन डिटेल अबाउट सही ऑफ बुखारी. दो बुक्स को पर्टिकुलरली मेंशन करो. इमाम बुखारी, ही वॉज फ्रॉम बुखारा. Okay, at a very early age, he mastered all ahadith and all those ahadith that he can learn from the different narrators there in Bukhara at a very early age, in the very initial stage. Later on, he started his journey in search of knowledge, and he visited different Islamic centers like Hijaz, Syria, Kufa, and so many other places. And he questioned so many great scholars of his time. He had a collection of approximately 600,000 ahadith. Okay, and he devoted 16 years of his life to compile his Sahih. Briefly describe some of his features, that some of the features of his book. Like his book Sahih Bukhari is on Musannaf pattern, and he divided his Sahih into 97 chapters. And the first chapter of his book is on the start of the revelation on the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And the last chapter is on divine unity. So he had a collection of 600,000 ahadith, and out of which he had added something around 7,000 ahadith in his Sahih. 7,000 around इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि इसमें नंबर डिफरेंट आती है. ठीक है, कहीं कहीं पे इससे कुछ 7397, कहीं पे 7,200 समथिंग. So you can write that he has added around 7,000 ahadith in his Sahih. या फिर कोई स्पेसिफिक नंबर मेंशन करो तो अपनी बुक से या नोट से कोई स्पेसिफिक नंबर को आइडेंटिफाई कर दो. ठीक है, वेदर 7397 और वेदर 7200 समथिंग. Fine. So it is on Musannaf pattern, and there are a variety of chapters in his book, and you can say that he has devoted a quarter of his life in compiling his book. You can further describe about his practice, that the way he compiled his Sahih, that it was his practice that before adding any hadith in his Sahih, it was his practice to first perform ablution and offer 2 rakat nafal, and then he would seek Allah's help and aid, and then he would add any hadith in his Sahih. ठीक है, उसके बाद फिर वो कोई हदीस अपनी उस किताब के अंदर. That is why his work is considered one of the most authentic work in the 6 authentic collections. Okay, that is about Sahih Bukhari. In the same way, you can briefly write about Sahih of Imam Muslim, that he was also of the same period. Imam Bukhari was from 194 AH till, and he died in 256 AH. He died in the 3rd century of the Hijri calendar. Imam Muslim was also of the same age, and he died in 261 AH. Okay, and his collection is known as Sahih of Muslim, and he had a collection of about 1/3 of a million ahadith. Okay, and he too set rules to check sanad and matan, and he was very much strict in accepting hadith. Okay, and one of the basic rule that he has set, that he wanted to accept only those ahadith which has been narrated by other people also. Okay, if he would be able to receive same text from the other sanad and from other chain, then he would accept that hadith. That he was known as Al-Qushairi, Muslim bin Hajjaj Al-Qushairi. Fine. तो ये सारी बातें इसमें आ जाएंगी ब्रीफली। बाकियों के बारे में 2-4 पॉइंट्स 2-3 पॉइंट्स लिख लोगे, ठीक है, कि उनकी बुक की स्पेशलिटी क्या है, किसके स्टूडेंट थे, नंबर ऑफ अहादीस क्या थी, कोई थोड़ी बहुत आइडेंटिफाई कर लेनी चाहिए। बहुत डिटेल में जाके कंफ्यूज होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, ऐसा सवाल इतनी डिटेल में कभी नहीं आया और ना इतना कॉम्प्लिकेशन में जाने की ज़रूरत है आपको। मेन चीज़ों को पहले अच्छे तरीके से प्रिपेयर कर लो। जब ये चीज़ें प्रिपेयर हो जाएं, देन यू कैन गो फॉर द एक्स्ट्रा, ठीक है, विथ सच एक्स्ट्रा टॉपिक्स विच आर रेलेवेंट। ओके, दैट वॉज अबाउट द वे हदीस ऑफ द होली प्रॉफिट वर कंपाइल्ड। सवाल कैसे आएगा? सवाल आ सकता है कि ओवरऑल पूछ लिया जाए, सवाल ऐसे आ सकता है कि फर्स्ट 2 स्टेजेस का पूछ लिया जाए, ऐसे भी पूछा जा सकता है कि दे कैन आस्क यू अबाउट द लास्ट 2 स्टेजेस। ओके, दे कैन आस्क यू टू राइट अबाउट ओनली द लास्ट स्टेज। ऐसे ही पूछ सकते हैं कि हाउ अहादीस ऑफ द होली प्रॉफिट पीस अपॉन हिम वर कंपाइल्ड फॉलोइंग द टाइम ऑफ द राइटली गाइडेड कैलिफ्स, व्हाई एंड हाउ। ठीक है, अहादीस वर कंपाइल्ड फॉलोइंग द टाइम ऑफ द राइटली गाइडेड कैलिफ्स। ठीक है, एक स्टेज का भी आ जाएगा तो, लेकिन डिपेंड करेगा कि किस स्टेज, जैसे प्रॉफिट की लाइफ, प्रॉफिट्स की स्टेज में हम डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं कि द वे अहादीस वर कंपाइल्ड एंड प्रिजर्व्ड इन डिफरेंट वेज, मेमोराइजेशन, राइटिंग, प्रैक्टिस, उसको फिर उसको एलेबोरेट कर दो, फिर बता दो कि शुरू में उन्होंने जो मना किया था, फिर उनकी प्रॉफिट की अहादीस को डिस्क्राइब किया जा सकता है। तबा ताबईन का आया हुआ है बिल्कुल, ठीक है, बिल्कुल आया हुआ है तबा ताबईन का, ठीक है, आई थिंक 2019 या 21 के अराउंड में किसी ईयर में आया है, ठीक है, वो आप देख सकते हैं किस ईयर में आया है, मैंने शेयर भी की हुई आपके साथ वो पास पेपर की मार्किंग स्कीम भी, उसमें आप देखें, यू कैन इजीली फाइंड कि उसके अंदर किस किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आए हुए हैं। आई विल फर्दर शेयर रेलिवेंट क्वेश्चंस विद यू बाय टुमारो मॉर्निंग, ठीक है, 19 में आया है, ठीक है। तो डेट वाज अबाउट द कंपाइलेशन ऑफ हदीस। कंपाइलेशन ऑफ हदीस को हमने यहाँ से भी डिस्कस कर लिया, और ये एक और फाइल भी है ड्यूरिंग द प्रॉफिट लाइफ टाइम, ठीक है। देयर वर कंपेनियंस असहाब सोफा, यू कैन टॉक अबाउट देम। वन अबू हुरैरा वाज आल्सो वन ऑफ द नोन कंपेनियन फ्रॉम असहाब सोफा, दे हैड अ वेरी excellent memory, and you can particularly talk about कि they were known for their memory, ठीक है। then अनस बिन मालिक की हमने बात ये लिखी, these are the sayings of the prophet which I have noted and then also read out to him to have any mistakes corrected. There was Sahifa Ali, we talked about Sahifa Ali also. Okay, the companions time period, you can identify other ahadith like Abu Huraira 5374 ahadith, Abdullah bin Umar 2630 ahadith. ओके, इसको करेक्ट करना है आपने, बिकॉज सहीफा सादिका वाज नॉट ऑफ अब्दुल्ला बिन उमर, इट वाज ऑफ अब्दुल्ला बिन अमर बिन अलास, ठीक है, अक्सर जगह ये गलती है, यहाँ पे भी करेक्ट नहीं हुआ हुआ। एंड देन अनस बिन मालिक हु हैज़ ट्रांसमिटेड 2286 अहादीस, ओके, एंड आयशा रज़ियल्लाहु तआला अन्हा नरेटेड 2210 अहादीस, ठीक है। तो इसमें, ठीक है, उर्वा बिन जुबैर उनके जो नेफ्यू थे उन्होंने इसको कंपाइल किया। Then during the stage of the successors of the companions, you particularly need to write about Umar bin Abdul Aziz sent a letter to the governors, and he sent particularly wrote it to Imam Zuhri and Abu Bakr ibn Hazm, okay, and they were commanded to compile the book. तो इसमें एग्जांपल आ गई हमारे पास अल मुअत्ता ऑफ इमाम मालिक, ठीक है, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 2000 लिखा हुआ है, बट हम कह सकते हैं कि 1700 अहादीस, ठीक है। अल मुस्नद ऑफ अहमद बिन हम्बल विच हैज़ अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 30,000 अहादीस, एग्जैक्ट नंबर 27,647 अहादीस फ्रॉम अराउंड 900 अप्रॉक्सीमेट, from approximately 900 narrators of, and during the stage of the followers of the successors, in this stage you can identify the names of all the 6 authentic collections, ठीक है। फिर मुस्नद और मुसन्नफ का यहाँ पे आपको इसमें डिफरेंस और डिटेल भी मिल जाएगी, ये मैंने आपके साथ पहले शेयर कर लिया, ठीक है, इसका आंसर मुस्नद और मुसन्नफ का। एंड देन वी हैव द ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द 6 ऑथेंटिक कलेक्शंस, ठीक है, तो आपने उनके बारे में, उनकी लाइफ एंड देयर वर्क, ये एक बेसिक, particularly इमाम बुखारी एंड इमाम मुस्लिम को आप प्रिपेयर कर लें. Next thing for our today's class that we need to discuss is sources of Islamic law. What type of questions could be asked from the sources of Islamic law in paper 1 or whether paper 2? दोनों में किसी भी तरह का सवाल आ सकता है, ठीक है, because this topic is related to both the papers, paper 1 and paper 2 both. दोनों ही से linked है, connected है. So we will particularly focus on the questions from paper 2, that what type of questions could be asked in paper 2. In paper 2, they can ask you to write about, outline the relationship between Quran and Hadith when formulating Islamic law. I hope this is very much clear. That first of all, give a brief introduction of between Quran and Hadith. Okay, Quran is the basic source. It is the book of God. It deals with all aspects of life. Hadith explains the Quranic verse. उसको support करो. Examples दोगे. Examples याद रखो अपने. You have to mention examples from pillars of Islam, and from the pillars you can mention prayer and zakat. You should give examples from the social life of the Muslims, like the inheritance or marriage or lawful and unlawful food. And the next paragraph you can give two examples from either the legal matter like theft or fornication, or you can give example from economic matter and economic related financial matters से related. You can give example from example of trade or interest की example आ सकती है आपके आंसर के अंदर, ठीक है. We have so many examples over here. You can take examples from this answer. Then you can have a question, describe the methods used to make a judgment by analogy, qiyas, using the Quran and Hadith. Give examples to support your answer. अब देखो पेपर 2 का क्वेश्चन है. They are asking you to write about qiyas, but examples should be given from Quran and Hadith. Okay, examples could be given from Quran and Hadith both. तो इस तरह का सवाल आ सकता है. तो आपने पहले जो सवाल प्रिपेयर किया था कि examples of qiyas based on Quran and examples of qiyas based on Hadith आपको इसमें further add करना है. So you will describe what qiyas is. Qiyas, the fourth source, and it is the analogical deduction, and it has been justified from the hadith of the Holy Prophet peace upon him of Muad ibn Jabal. ठीक है, when Muad ibn Jabal has been appointed as the governor of Yemen, उनकी वो पूरी conversation, ठीक है. और फिर हम examples देंगे कि Quranic verse quote कर सकते हैं, oh you believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger and those charged with authority among you, and if you differ in anything among you, then refer it to Allah and his messenger. ठीक है. क़ियास हैज़ 4 कंपोनेंट्स, असल, फर, इल्ला एंड हुक्म. इनको थोड़ा सा डिस्क्राइब कर दें. असल इज़ द फंडामेंटल टीचिंग, द रूट वर्ड. फर इज़ द ब्रांच, द न्यू मैटर. इल्ला इज़ द कनेक्शन, इट इज़ द सिमिलैरिटी, इट इज़ द लिंकिंग कॉज. यस, क़ियास एंड इजमा आर रिलेटेड टू बोथ द पेपर्स, ठीक है. तो इसमें भी आएगा. एंड हुक्म इज़ द जजमेंट. सो यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर, ठीक है. हो सकता है कि इसमें पेपर 1 में नहीं आया तो पेपर 2 में इसके बारे में पूछ लिया जाए. So one of the example is given here in the answer. It is qiyas based on Quran. Like according to the Quran, the sales transaction has been made forbidden after the Friday azan. Okay, till the completion of the prayer. Because Quran forbids all sorts of trading after the call on Friday till the completion of Friday prayers. Here you can quote the verse that, oh you believe and call for the Friday has been announced. Haste yourself or hasten yourself earnestly towards Allah's remembrance and leave off business. So this is asal. This is the primary source. This is the primary teaching. Okay. By analogy, all kinds of transactions, all types of business activities, whether sales, holding meeting, getting married, these are the new issues which are not mentioned in Quran or Hadith, are forbidden. Hukum. This is the hukum. Why? Because they distract Muslims from the Friday prayer. Why Allah has made forbidden sales transaction or sorts of trading after Friday Azan? Because they distract the Muslim from Friday prayer. So wherever there will be the same reason and wherever there will be the same cause, such thing and the same hukum would be applied. Another example is that according to the hadith of the Holy Prophet, every intoxicant is khamar and every intoxicant is forbidden. This is the hadith. Based on that hadith, yes, it can also be asked that how are the 4 sources. They can ask that how hadith is linked with all the other 3 sources. Okay, relationship, that how hadith is linked and how hadith is connected and okay linked with the other 3 sources. So you can first connect hadith with the Quran, fine. Then you can connect is with ijma, by defining ijma, quoting a hadith in support of ijma, and then giving example of ijma based on hadith. and then you will define what qiyas is. Qiyas ki justification mein you can give example of you can quote hadith of Muad ibn Jabal, and then you can give example of qiyas based on hadith particularly. पेपर टू के अंदर कोशिश ये करो examples should be given based on hadith of the holy prophet. ठीक है, देखो मुआद इब्न जबल की हदीस, ये intoxicant, this example of qiyas is based on hadith that every intoxicant is khamar and khamar is forbidden. So asal that khamar is forbidden, wine is forbidden, khamar is wine. Fur is the new issue, other intoxicant like cocaine, opium, or these types of new drugs. Okay, why khamar and wine has been made forbidden? Because it contains the properties of being intoxicants. So therefore, the use of every substance that causes intoxication is banned in Islam. You can give another example of the nail polish, which is also qiyas based on hadith or sunnah of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So here we have some examples. Okay, ijma based on hadith. Ijma based on hadith or sunnah of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, is the election of Abu Bakr. How you will explain it? That after the demise of the Holy Prophet, Abu Bakr was elected to the leadership as the community because the community, the companions, they agreed that there should be a Khalifa to lead the Muslims after the Holy Prophet. Why they decided to elect Abu Bakr? Based on the Prophet's practice. What was the Prophet's practice? What Prophet has done? Prophet has chosen Abu Bakr as the leader of the prayer and the pilgrimage. In his last illness, he was appointed as the prayer leader, and Prophet has appointed him to lead the Muslims in the pilgrimage. Okay, in the farewell pilgrim. Sorry, in the pilgrimage when it was made obligatory. So when the community needed a leader, Khalifa, at that time they decided to choose him because of his leading qualities has been approved and tested by the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. So this is one example that you can write in detail. Another example of ijma based on hadith. It is a compilation of the Holy Quran. Okay, compilation of the Holy Quran. Quran was compiled after the demise of the Holy Prophet, peace upon him, on the advice of Omar. Why Omar suggested? He reasoned that it was based on the Prophet's practice because Prophet, peace upon him, made necessary arrangements during his lifetime. Whenever he received the revelation, he has brought each and every verse in a written form. It shows that Prophet, peace upon him, wanted to bring this Quran in a written form. That is why bringing it in a written form and making a copy of it would not be against the Prophet's desire or the Prophet's teaching. That is why they all agreed based on the Prophet's practice, his sunnah. Fine, so these are the two examples of ijma based on hadith. Okay, we know about qiyas based on Quran, so we will focus more on qiyas based on hadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. I will share this file with you today. Okay, qiyas based on hadith, according to hadith of the Holy Prophet. We already discussed this example. Every intoxicant is khamar, but that is wine. And every intoxicant is forbidden. So according to this hadith, wine is prohibited since wine contains the properties of being intoxicant. So that's the same example. Okay, so recent intoxicants like opium, LSD, ice, cocaine, etc. would also be considered prohibited in Islam. Another example that is based on the hadith of Aisha radhiyallahu anha, that according to his hadith and narration quoted, that if flour dries on the nails and water not reaches the part of the nail, then wudu will be considered incomplete. So okay, so why wudu was incomplete? Because of the property that stopping water from reaching the nail, and nail should be washed in wudu. Okay, based on that analogy and qiyas, okay, judgment, if someone has applied nail polish, since nail polish it did not allow water to reach the nail, that is why the wuzu will not be considered done. So I hope these examples are clear. बाकी relationship between Quran and Hadith तो वैसे ही clear है. Now we had discussed that how ijma and qiyas are also based on Quran or Hadith. You know the examples of ijma and qiyas based on Quran. Now you are familiar with the examples of qiyas also. Some other questions that could be from this topic could be: outline the relationship between Hadith and the Quran as a source of Islamic law, giving examples to support your answer. यहाँ पे आप देखो, you have example of theft, Quranic verse quote की और फिर Hadith Prophet की quote की कि how much theft hands will be cut. Right hand from the wrist will be cut, and hands will be cut only if the amount of the thing stolen is equal to or more than a quarter of a dinar. Yes, they are same. They are same. So A Muslim may not inherit from a non-Muslim, and a non-Muslim may not inherit from a Muslim, because Quran has described the way Hadith, that the way inheritance is to be distributed. But Quran does not give the details the way whether a Muslim can inherit from a non-Muslim or a non-Muslim can inherit from a Muslim. Okay, so you can describe this. And Prophet has assigned 1/6 of the share to the grandmother in the inheritance if the deceased does not leave a mother. Okay, and these type of examples could be given in your answer. Try to give examples more from um, social issues, economic issues or the legal matters. ओके देखिए इस तरह का भी सवाल पेपर टू के ये क्वेश्चन हैं, ये जो सारे मैं आपको शेयर कर रहा हूँ जो आ चुके हैं, और जाहिर बात है आप यू नोटिस दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस दैट हैव बीन आस्क्ड इन पेपर वन दे वर फ्रॉम द पास्ट पेपर. So you must be familiar with these questions that my community will never agree upon an error. The Prophet Hadith encourages the use of consensus of opinion ijma. Outline ijma hai kya and how many kinds of ijma there are, who is qualified to practice it, and give examples of how the prophet and the rightly guided caliphs practice ijma. आपसे रिसेंट एग्जाम्पल भी पूछी जा सकती है, तो इजमा का एक पूरा फुल फ्लैश कंप्लीट आंसर है. आई होप कि यू वुड हैव दिस आंसर. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल राइट अबाउट द मीनिंग एंड डेफिनेशन. मीनिंग और डेफिनेशन बताओगे, ठीक है, डिफाइन करोगे, कुरान और हदीस से जस्टिफाई करोगे कि इजमा इज़ वन ऑफ द वैलिड सोर्स ऑफ इस्लामिक लॉ. ठीक है, और फिर साथ साथ ये भी बताओगे इस आंसर के अंदर के एग्जाम्पल्स दे दें कि हु इज़ क्वालिफाइड टू प्रैक्टिस इट, उसके ऊपर डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन दे दें. सम दे think that it is they are the residents of Medina who can perform ijma. Okay, only they can. Some consider that ijma can be done only by the companions and their ijma is valid only. Okay, some others believe that it is the consensus of the rightly guided caliphs. Okay, whatever they will decide, that will be binding on all the Muslims to follow. Okay, so they have there is difference of opinion, but the widely accepted opinion about ijma is that it is the agreement of the Muslim community at large. Okay, that constitutes an ijma. Like Prophet peace upon him did consultation with his companions at different occasions, like on the occasion of Ohad, he acted according to the opinion of majority. And like in the Battle of Trench, he acted and decided according to the decision of Salman Farsi, one of his companions, who suggested him to dig the trench. And there are at least four examples from the time of the rightly guided caliphs. It is on the compilation of the Quran, election of Abu Bakr, 20 rakat Taraweeh prayer, and second adhan in the Friday prayer. And one more example that could be added, it is the punishment for a person who drinks wine. ठीक है, उसकी एग्जाम्पल भी यहाँ पे ऐड हो सकती है जो कि यहाँ पे हमने लिखी हुई है. Umar's caliphate, Ali wanted to fix the punishment for the drunkard. Ali suggested 80 lashes based on the similarity with the defamer. As the Holy Quran states, those who accuse honorable women or of unchastity. Okay, but do not produce four witness. They fails to provide four witness over it, so flog each of them with 80 lashes. That has been that is the ijma of the companions that decided 80 lashes punishment for the one who drinks and gets intoxicated. Fine. Then there is one more question about the source of law. Describe the relationship between hadith with the Quran. अगर hadith with the Quran है तो बहुत सारी examples आ जाएंगी और मैंने बताया कि different way में describe करोगे. And you can further describe outline the roles of the following in formulating Islamic law. अगर इस तरह का सवाल आ जाए तो first of all you have to write in detail about what hadith is, how hadith is used with Quran, and how hadith is also linked with the other secondary sources. बहुत describe नहीं करना आपने, आपने बताना है कि hadith is a second primary source. Hadith explains the Quranic verse. Hadith sometimes gives new rules about which Quran is silent, और इन सारी बातों को example से support करना है. Then you can describe what consensus is, और consensus को define करके Prophet की hadith को support में quote करके दो examples दे दें. At least one should be based on Quran and the other one should be based on hadith. और recent examples होंगी तो ज़्यादा अच्छी बात है. कैलिप्स के टाइम की और रिसेंट एग्जांपल आप देंगे तो आपका आंसर ज़्यादा सही काउंट होगा. एंड द लास्ट क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट how the hadiths are used in establishing law in Islam. Okay, hadith in relation with all the three sources. How hadiths are used in establishing law in Islam, मतलब use of hadith in legal thinking, use of hadith as a source of law. Okay, how hadiths are used in establishing law in Islam means that how hadith is linked with all the other three sources. Okay, you also have to could also write about ijma and qiyas rely upon hadith to formulate laws. However, it is not essential for them to do so. बट ठीक है कि सिर्फ कुरान हदीस के ऊपर एग्जाम्पल मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया और स्टूडेंट्स को रिक्वायरमेंट तो यही है बट दे आर नॉट वेरी मच स्ट्रिक्ट योर एग्जाम्पल मस्ट बी बेस्ड ऑन हदीस बट ट्राई ठीक है बेटर वे टू गिव एग्जाम्पल्स based on hadith. In paper 2, you should try to give examples based on hadith of the Holy Prophet, but they are not very much strict in judging your level in on this base. ठीक है अगर आपने इजमा की सही एग्जाम्पल दी है whether it is based on Quran even so that is also acceptable. Okay, so this was about sources of law. Last thing that we need to discuss it is about the from the set passages about individual responsibilities of the Muslim and about the communal. Okay, you need to learn at least 7 ahadith. मैं 7 क्यों कह रहा हूँ बिकॉज पेपर में फिर आपको 5 ही याद आएंगी. ठीक है तो 5 आपको रेफर करनी है in order to get higher level marks. ठीक है level 4 marks you should at least refer at least 4 to 5 ahadith should be there from the set passages of ahadith which are from our syllabus. Okay, one of the hadith which is related to the individual responsibility, it is he who studies the Quran is like the owner of a tethered camel. Okay, if he attends to them, he will keep hold of them. But if he lets them loose, they will go away. How you will connect it? You can start your answer by saying that ahadith are valuable source of guidance regarding the conduct and the responsibility of an individual Muslim. Okay, it is very much important, okay, for the individual himself, but also for the community. Okay, Prophet has commanded his followers and his believers, that those who are believing in and following Islam, that they should have a strong bond and connection with the Holy Quran because it is the basic source of guidance, which is the primary source of law. Okay, and their relationship with Quran is that much important. And he compared this relationship with a Bedouin living in a desert and his relationship with the camel because his survival is completely based on his camel, otherwise he would be lost. Same is the case with the Muslim, that Muslim in their this worldly life, they should have a strong connection and bond with this their holy book, that is the Holy Quran. The more they will be attached and connected with it, the more they will be on the straight path and there are less chances of the deviation or going astray. Second hadith that must be in your mind, it is I think hadith number 4. A man asked the messenger of God, do you think if I perform the obligatory prayers, fast in the month of Ramzan, treat as lawful that which is lawful and treat as forbidden that which is forbidden, and do nothing further, shall I enter paradise? He said yes. Again, this is about the individual responsibility and talks about the simplicity of the religion. It about the basic pillars of Islam. Okay? Everyone is responsible to uh, follow and practice all the 5 pillars, okay, to the best of his capacity, and should stay away from all the bad practices, forbidden things, and follow the right path, the straight path. Fine. Another several other ahadith are there, but the last 4 ahadiths in our set passages, they are particularly related to individual. आखिरी चारों हमारी individual से हैं. ठीक है, the world is the believer's prison and the unbeliever's paradise, and he who has in his heart as much faith as a grain of mustard seed will not enter hell. तो हदीस याद होगी तो फिर रेफर कर सकोगे और उसको एक्सप्लेन भी कर सकोगे. तो इसको थोड़ा थोड़ा सा रिकॉल करो. मे बी एक आध हदीस हो सकता है आपको मिल जाए सेट पैथरीज क्वेश्चन 1 के अंदर, लेकिन इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी. ठीक है, और ना ही उसको रेफर करने के इतने ज़्यादा मार्क्स हैं. कुछ काउंट तो हो जाएगा, लेकिन बेटर कि आप वो हदीसें रेफर करें, कोट करें which are not given in the question number 1. ठीक है, and which are particularly related to the individual responsibility and which are, ठीक है, आप उसको कनेक्ट करें सही से प्रॉपर वे में. ठीक है, ऐसी हदीसें जो अगर आप लिखेंगे जो कि हमारे 20 पैसेजेस में नहीं थी, तो यू विल नॉट बी गिवन एनी मार्क्स. सीआई में आपको उनके मार्क्स नहीं मिलते, चाहे वो कितनी ही हमारी इंडिविजुअल लाइफ से कनेक्टेड हो, because whenever the question is about from the set passages of ahadith, from the passages of ahadith set for special study, so you have to refer those particular passages, okay, from 20 passages, और उनको explain करते हुए you can add further more additional passages in your answer to elaborate them further. Then the second type of question is about the communal responsibility. Outline the main teachings of the hadith that you studied about the importance of Muslim communal life. Okay, there are three different types of ahadith, and for each of these types, there are two ahadiths. Two are related to brotherhood. Yaad rakho, hadith number 2 and hadith number 16. 2 is none of you believe until he wants for his brother what he wants for himself. And hadith number 16, believers are like a single man. If his eye is affected, he is affected. And his head is affected, he is all affected. इन दोनों को मिलाकर एक डिटेल पैराग्राफ ब्रदरहुड का और बॉन्ड का और प्रॉपर हाउ मुस्लिम दे शुड बिहेव लाइक वन सिंगल एंड दे शुड फील द पेन एंड दे शुड एक्ट लाइक अ सिंगल बॉडी, उसको डिटेल में डिस्क्राइब करो. ठीक है, दैट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. दीज आर ऑल क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 ऑफ पेपर 2. ओके, एंड ये दो इस तरह की हो गई. देन वी हैव अनदर ग्रुप, दो हदीसें. इट इज़ अबाउट टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द वल्नरेबल इन द सोसाइटी. टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द वल्नरेबल इन द सोसाइटी, उसमें हमारे पास दो हदीसें. आई थिंक हदीस नंबर 10 and 11. Okay, he, the one who managed the affairs of a poor person and a widow, is like the one who exerts himself in the way of Allah, or stands for prayer at night and observe fast during the day. That is about communal responsibility and taking care of the vulnerable, particularly widow and the poor person. And hadith number 11 is also about the communal responsibility, and it talks about particularly that I and the one who brings up an orphan will be in the paradise like this, and he pointed with his two fingers, the index and the middle finger. These two hadiths are related to taking care of the vulnerable and less fortunate in our society. तीसरा, काइंडनेस एंड मर्सी के ऊपर तीन हदीसें हैं, उन तीनों को कोट किया जा सकता है, तो 7 हदीसें हो जाएंगी. 3 पैराग्राफ डिटेल बन जाएंगे और 1.5 and 2 पेजेस का आंसर बन सकता है आसानी से. काइंडनेस में, मे गॉड शो मर्सी टू वन, God does not show mercy to one who does not show mercy to others. और दूसरी, may God show mercy to one who was kindly when he sells, when he buys, when he demands his money back. And the particular instruction given by the Holy Prophet peace be upon him to Mu'adh ibn Jabal and Abu Musa Ashari when they were appointed as the governor by the Holy Prophet peace upon him. Prophet peace upon him commanded them and advised them to be gentle and kind and do not be harsh and cause rejoicing and do not alienate. These are the ahadith related to the communal responsibility. उसके अलावा भी हमारे पास community से related ahadith हैं that can be identified in our answer. Okay, like charity की है हदीस हमारे पास, और इसी तरीके से हमारे पास हदीस है kindness and mercy की, हमने डिस्कस कर ली. ठीक है, यही हदीसें मेन है हमारे पास. और conduct of an individual in the community के अंदर you can mention that we should be very much generous to our guests and generous to our neighbors. That is the conduct of an individual in the community. Charity की हदीस हम डाल सकते हैं कि the conduct of the individual in the community में के removing the harmful thing from the path, okay, helping a blind person cross the road, okay, and helping your fellow brother, your fellow Muslim to lift his belongings and to help the other person, okay. And in the same way, whoever of you see an evil action, let him change it with his hand, and if he is unable to do so, then with his tongue, and if he is unable to do so, then with his heart, and that is the weakest of faith. That is the conduct of the individual in the community. Okay, तो इस तरीके से, और in the same way, may God show mercy to one who is kindly when he sells, when he buys, when he demands his money back. This is the conduct of the individual in the community, that how he should deal with the other people in the society. ठीक है, so these are the ahadith which are particularly related to the conduct of an individual in the community. तो इसके अंदर ये हदीसें आ सकती हैं पर्टिकुलर. ठीक है, आज तक के लिए हमारे पास यही मेन टॉपिक्स है. आई होप दीज थिंग्स आर क्लियर.